My first choice for this, because it would be really hard, is what I did in this test piece, which is so shiny. This is a polyurethane by a company called Mans, which is, I don't know how easy it is to see on here, but it's a mirror finished glass, and I applied that by hand and level sanded and buffed it. Really happy with that. Really tough finish, but I don't have any. The supplier for that during the lockdown is got a minimum order of £100. I probably only need about £5 worth, so I'm not going to do that. So I've sanded the edges, removing most of the router tracks, which is mostly caused by moving the template from the bottom to the top. Trying to work out what to do about a lot of this router tear out. This spot here, this one here, I'm going to try and engulf in a Jeff Beck style arm contour. This one I'm just going to have to fill. There's a few other lumps and bumps which would be the same, and on the back this big ugly chunk is also going to, this ugly big hole missing, I'm also going to fill that way. So I'm going to, before I do any more sanding, get that arm contour done. And after searching around the house, I found an exceptionally large frying pan, so I can draw an arc between these two points. And now I'll try to look like a man who can draw a straight line without a pencil, measuring tools. Unless I don't have a fancy pencil or any sort, there's a lot of rasping. I'm actually going to stop there. I'm not going to do the crazy Jeff Beck one that I thought it was. It does go from here to here, but it's more of a bevel, a soft bevel than a big carve, but that serves the purpose. Where I was worried about these screw holes, I have no idea how far I'd have to go to cover those up, so that's yeah. For a long time I held on to a pot of wood filler that had dried up, and I thought I'll have use for that one day. And today's that day, and now I realise I've thrown it away. So that's really annoying. I was going to rehydrate the wood filler using the same stain that I plan to use on the guitar later to fill all these nasty bits. So I'll have to think of a different idea. I've got no idea why the camera's so dark, but anyway. I've scraped a load of the dried up stuff off the side of this to put in here, which I will mix with some of the blue colouring to wet it up a bit. However, that's not going to be nearly enough. Not if we're filling this chip out here. It's quite a major chip here. The knot, and so let's just mix in a load of normal. Now, of course, this might backfire if, when I later stain it, it goes really dark. And now that's baked out in the sun, I'll try and remove all the surface stuff. I'll steer clear from the thicker stuff for now. Right, second layer of fillage. I'm going to now sand this, going from 100, and then I'll review the situation at 220, I think. Right, so it's now been sanded to 220. If I was going to use some sort of oil finish, then I might go higher than that, but it feels lovely and smooth at the moment. Next up, staining. Right, now to apply the stain. I'm going to use a pot scourer to apply the stain, just lightly, not anything too heavy, because I don't have anything stronger than basic kitchen towel. And this will hopefully scratch it into the surface. Scratch is a very bad word to use. Right, so it's looking good. Looking better around the back than the front. There's a few streaky bits where I didn't rub it down afterwards. So I'm going to just do that. Then determine if it needs another coat of dye, stain. And then get on with the finishing. So there are places, now I've washed it down, where the stain's gone in better than others. And some places out on the end here, and this knot here where I haven't taken up stain at all. I'm just going to go with it and get the sealer on it. And the camera angle is quite awkward here for actually doing the work. So I'm going to get the sealer on. The sealer and the lacquer on. Let's see how we go. And now you're thinking, what kind of idiot puts sealer on with a roller? Well, me. That's how I did that awesome polyurethane finish. So we'll let that sit for 20 minutes and come in with another coat, and then maybe another coat, and then move on to the actual lacquer on top. Coat number 2.
To this problem.
So we have 4 coats of the sealer on now, which is designed to be sanded. So I'm going to just knock it back. There's a dog hair and a few bits that have gone a bit hairy sticking up. If you can see that, but it is trying to catch some light. Getting quite shiny. So I'm going to smooth that back and get some more on there, and then tomorrow I'll start with the lacquer. No idea if you can tell the difference, but it's it looks whiter now, where all the shiny high points have gone, and the shinier bits are deeper down. I've not gone, like I say, for a full level because it's way too thin at this stage to do that. So now I'm going to clean it off and give it some more coats. And it's looking shiny. Last time I knocked it back with 400, this time, no, 320. Even though I said 240, and this time I'm going to go for a 400. I didn't film most of this because it would be literally like watching paint dry, and unlike the previous one I did with poly, wait a second. So unlike this one, this is the acrylic lacquer, and I don't know how much abuse it would take in terms of polishing and level sanding. But I went through grits using micro mesh up until about 20,000, I think, and now I'm going to polish it using a buffer just on an auto sander. There we go. So yeah, it's more of a satin than a high gloss because I didn't want to abuse the acrylic lacquer for the first time. And I haven't bothered doing the sides, literally because I can't be bothered.